All right, we're now recording. All right, so do you want me to ask you the questions first? Hey, everybody, this is Joel Freeman. He is from one of my first ones, Les Mills Pump, which I guess I probably shouldn't say, but Dirty Chest. Dirty. I love him. And then he's from Core de Force, and now Lift 4. Did I miss one?
No, that's it. There's 3.
Okay.
There's 3 of them. That's easy to remember.
All right, so Joel's here to share with us about Lift 4 and the program details. So do you want me to ask you the questions, or do you want to run with it?
No, hey, look, this is your call, babe. So, look, we're in prep week now. We're less than a week out from the program. I think by now a lot of people have a pretty good sense of what the program is, hopefully. But if there's specific questions that you're getting, your team's getting, and a lot of the stuff I'm going to be going over in the coach test group anyway. So, it's up to you. It's your call. So I got 27 minutes for whatever you want from me.
Okay, I'll run through them real quick. What makes Lift 4 so unique versus any other program out there, and why does Beachbody need Lift 4?
Why does the world need Lift 4, right? We should change that question to be like, why does the world need to work out? Why does the world need to lift? But first of all, good morning, everybody. It's like 9 a.m. here, so I think I'm still recovering from the super weekend of 3 cities, 2 days, lots of travel, but it's been nonstop. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 coach calls yesterday evening back to back. So there's a lot going on, and I got 10 more today. But you know what? This is the fun part. This is what I love about it. So, but with Lift 4, how this come about? What is it all about? And look, every 3 to 6 months, we're having these conversations about it with a new program coming out, and so it's saying well, why? What's so cool about it? What's so different about it? What's so unique about it? So I'll make it really easy and short for you guys. With Live 4, this is seriously the culmination of my 15 plus years in the health and fitness world. I started at the front desk when I was 19 at a small gym, and then just worked my way up and have been at Washington State Department of Health and Beachbody and gyms, and I've just been all over the place in this industry. And what I've noticed is that there's a lot of things that we're still having the same conversations about. 80% of the population don't exercise, and we're still having issues keeping, coaches, you guys are still having issues getting people into your challenge groups and then keeping them there, right? And just staying active in participation. And I think it really comes down to, we needed something that we need to go back to basics. And, I feel like the pendulum has swung one direction, where it, not just in the program that we've created. Look, some of and every program is amazing. Look, Core de Force, one of my personal favorites, is a phenomenal 30-day shredding program. But because it's 30 days, we have you doing something every single day, 7 days a week. And, it works. Don't get me wrong. Of course it works. It wouldn't be out there if it didn't, but it's not necessarily sustainable long-term to go 7 days a week, every single day the rest of your life. And it's not giving you flexibility. And I think that's the biggest thing. So even with Core de Force and everything, we hear so many times people are like, oh man, I missed Monday's workout. Now what do I got to do? I got to double up on Tuesday. And, so that flexibility is a huge thing. And I think we need the flexibility. We need something that's realistic in its expectations on both sides, from the program perspective of what we realistically expect the majority of the population to be able to do, which is where the 4 days, 30 to 40 minutes comes from. And then on the flip side of it, realistic from the people who are doing it, of what they expect to happen to their bodies. And, if we're saying it's a building program, a muscle building program, and you're going to lose weight and build muscle and all these different things, then we have to do that. So it was time. And the best way to do that, I felt at this point, was to go back to basics, from the program design, the way we do the workouts, the way we lift, the equipment, the nutrition aspect of it. Everything is 100% back to old school lifting, nutrition, and everything. And really with that, what that has done in creating this is, now we have, I think, the first time ever, a program that actually molds into your life. It works around you. It works around your schedule. You can move it how you need to, and you still will see amazing results. So I think that's the biggest things. We have the flexibility, we have realistic expectations, and we have something that's finally sustainable.
I like it. You mentioned something, it caught my ear, and it's one of our common questions: doubling up.
Yeah.
I know you answered this already in the coach test group. These are not coaches. These are our clients.
Awesome. So yeah, so you know how I feel about doubling up, right? You guys, I hate it. I really do. I think like it's I get I get posts I get tagged in posts all the time. People are like, "Hey, I missed yesterday, so that's okay. I'm making up for it today." Your body doesn't know that, guys. All your body knows is you're being mean to it that day, and like overtraining is a real issue, and I'm seeing it more and more because again we go back into that mentality where you need to work. People are thinking you need to work out more. The more you work out, the better. And it's not that. It's not about working out for hours on end or anything like that. It's about saying, look, if you work out, doesn't matter if it's 30 to 40 minutes, doesn't matter if it's an hour, but it's what you're getting done in that amount of time. And doubling workouts, like I'm not talking about like weightlifting in the morning and yoga in the evening. Those are two complementary things. I'm talking about doing two of the same program workouts in one day. The overtraining is real, and that's actually causing a lot of people to plateau and not get the results that they really want, versus now with these rest days with Lift 4, and that goes into probably the next question of people are kind of freaking out about that because it's a mindset shift. You're looking at something that so if you've been doing like 80-day obsession or anything like that, which again, 80 days is a great program. Everything about this but it's all geared towards something different. It is a different mentality. You're going from 6 days a week to 4 days a week. You're going from longer workouts to shorter workouts. And then the nutrition plan, all of a sudden you have a cheat day every single week. Like, what gives? You have this guy telling you, oh yeah, don't work out, don't worry about it. So I get it. It's a mental shift, but it comes down to the programming. It comes down to what I have you doing in these particular workouts. And going back to old school weightlifting techniques, we're going to be able to increase the amount of weight that you're normally lifting. So we're getting out of the 5 and 10 pound dumbbell ranges. We're going into the big ones, the 15 to 20 to 25s to 30s ladies, and the guys, we're going up higher too. Everyone's lifting heavier than they ever have before. And in doing that, you have to give your body the amount of rest that it needs to fully recover so your muscles will regenerate and come back stronger so you can push them again. That's how it works. And the overtraining is real. So with the rest days, it's not, the rest day doesn't mean you can't do anything, okay? It doesn't mean to sit on your butt and twiddle your thumbs, wait for the next workout to come around. It simply means to stay away from any weighted workouts and stay away from any high intensity interval training workouts. So no lifting, no hitting. That's it. The point of that too is it's twofold. Besides giving your body the time it needs to rest, it's actually giving you the chance to get your life back. All the activities that you love to do. If you like to swim, if you like to run, bike, marathon runners, this is a phenomenal program for marathon training because it complements you no matter what you do, no matter any other activities you do. Everybody should be lifting at least 3 to 4 days a week. And that's what this program is all about. It's basic functional fitness, building a strong foundation so you can get better in everything else you want to do, pick up your kids without hurting your back. I mean, like all these things, that's functional fitness to me. And that's what Lift 4 is all about. So it's just meant to really give you the time to rest, recover, and enjoy your life.
Thank you. So you really answered, like you've got this list memorized, don't you? So I'm like,
I wrote the questions too, so that helped.
Yeah. So like, do you still need to do other activities with Lift 4? You kind of just answered that. Like, you need to take your rest days, don't you?
Yeah, you need to take it. Well, and the rest days, again, just no lifting, no hitting. That's it. I sound like a parent. No hitting. Just no lifting, no hitting. Everything else, seriously, is fair game. I mean, and this is great for people who are running, for group exercise instructors. You'll get that question a lot. And every time a program comes out, we usually get questions like, well, hey, I'm doing this. Can I do that and this program? And to which we're like, yeah, you can, but now you're getting into the overtraining world. You're also getting to the fact that you may not see the best possible results from both whatever you're doing. And again, this is complementary. No matter what you do, you need to lift.
Okay. What do you see are the reasons that other workouts and gyms are not working for our clients?
Look, I think it comes back to kind of what I said at the beginning, where this all or nothing mentality has really become rampant, and I'm not a fan of it. And it's the same thing. I don't like all or nothing mentality. I don't like deprivation from the nutrition standpoint and all these different things. So I think it's two things. I think it's the flexibility of being able to move the programming and the workouts around your life. Because look, we all wake up on a Monday with full expectation. Okay, we're going to go work out. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. excuse me, and then life happens, right? Something gets in the way and you don't get it done. And then now all of a sudden you start getting stressed because you missed Monday. And then so now that hashtag never miss a Monday goes out the window. Now you're like, well, now I got to do two on Tuesday. And, then you start freaking out about it. And I swear, like, I see some people like, you guys are going to get ulcers over this stuff, man. Like fitness and nutrition is meant to enhance your life. It's not meant to take over your life and dictate your life. So you got to have flexibility. And I think that's why for a lot of people, other programs haven't worked. And then, the gym is pretty inflexible. If you can't get to it, it doesn't work. So I love the gym. I think it's great. My wife and I, we still love going because you get a lot more variety and things like that. But it's got to work into your life. And if it doesn't, then you start getting stressed out about it. So I think that's why it hasn't been working.
Gotcha. Talking about the flexibility, this was a question that was brought up in the test group. You have us working out Monday, Tuesday, rest, Wednesday, work, Thursday, Friday, rest, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Now, can they, talking about breathing and relaxing, can they play with this calendar a little bit?
Yes, that's the point of this whole thing. Now, look, you have to remember what we're going for high level here. Okay, we're going after the generic population, the 80% of the people who aren't exercising, who aren't working out, who need the general guidance. And so that's where all this stuff comes from. That's where that's where it comes, the workout calendar, the nutrition guide, all these different things. It's not meant necessarily to have to be followed to a T if you are doing other things as well. But it gives you the opportunity. So that's why we say that's why I say it's the suggested workout calendar. The reason for that as well, and this will become apparent very quickly starting next week when you guys do these workouts, is you're going to do 2 days in a row. And you guys, these workouts are pretty intense. I don't know if hopefully some of you have at least done the before workouts. They're only 20 minutes. Just double that, 30 to 40 minutes of that same intensity, pacing. Your longest break in this entire program is 60 seconds, which is not enough time to do anything except for breathe and maybe take a sip of hydrate and keep going. Not doing a story, y'all. If you're doing an Instagram story in your breaks, I know you're taking longer breaks, by the way, which you then all tag me in anyway, so you totally tattle on yourself. And so it's the pacing, the intensity. So your body, the whole point of these workouts, you guys, is I have a very laid back approach to a lot of things, as you can tell. But when it comes to the actual workouts, look, it's get in and get out. Let's get this sucker done. So the 30 to 40 minutes, we're not messing around. And your body is supposed to be smashed by the end of those 30 to 40 workouts, and you're supposed to be exhausted. That's the point. And then 2 days in a row of that, you're going to be pretty ready for a rest day. I promise you. And that's what happened in the first test group that we did. Everyone had all these questions leading into it. And then on Wednesday, it was like, oh, thank God we have a day off. They were ready to go to have a little bit of a break. I'm not saying that you're gonna necessarily, everybody's different, and you can do all 4 days in a row if you need to. The medical field, nurses, 3 12-hour shifts. This is perfect for them because they can do their workouts for 4 days, and they can do they have their rest days technically while they're working. So you can move the days around however you need to. If you're a marathon runner and you do your long runs on Saturday, you probably shouldn't do leg day on Friday. That's a bad idea. So you'll want to move these things around. So that's for those people, but whatever you're doing, that's how it fits into your life. So that's where the flexibility comes into it. But if you're just not sure how to start and everything, or if you have a team, you have clients or anybody who's not sure how to start, then they just should follow the actual calendar.
I love it. You talked about leg day and then running the next day. Not a smart idea. I can tell you my personal thing. I'm doing the before calendar that you created, and on some days I have a hard time sitting or washing my hair. So
invest in dry shampoo, you guys, because washing your hair is going to be a problem sometimes.
So I'm thinking the performance line is going to be handy.
Yes.
I've been doing my recover and I've been doing my energize. Is that what you think? Is that good? Or
I love all of them, to be honest with you. And it's not just because I'm a Beachbody super trainer and I have to push the products. You guys, I wouldn't push anything that I didn't truly believe in. I honestly wouldn't. And I like Shakeology, for instance. I 100% believe in it. I suck at daily stuff, so I don't always get my Shakeology in. And for a while, I've also been finding my balance with Shakeology because it makes me clear the room, to be quite honest with you. Even the cats leave. So I'm fine. how to make it work. So I don't post about it very often. I 100% believe in it, but it's not a part of my daily practice. So which is why I don't post about it. I don't do anything that I don't believe in. So Beachbody Performance though, I post about all the time because it's part of my daily or my workout daily regimen. And I 100% believe in it. And, so I take all of it, every day that I work out, and it's amazing. I think it's necessary to have all this stuff. People ask like about supplementation. They're like, well, do you have to have it? And I go, no. The best analogy I can come up with when it comes to food and supplementation is just thinking of your body as a car. You have to have fuel in your car for it to go anywhere, right? Okay, well, for our bodies, you have to have calories. You have to have food. That is your fuel. So, again, going back to that deprivation aspect that I just hate, which we can talk more about in a second with the nutrition part. But so you have to have that. And then the supplementation is like putting higher octane fuel in your car. It'll make your car run more efficiently, right? And your engine will be better and cleaner. Like that's the whole point of supplementation, is to enhance the effects of exercise and make your body run more efficiently. So that's why I believe in the products, because I want my body to run as efficiently as possible and get the best possible results. Like if I'm busting my butt for these workouts, I want to get all the benefits out of those workouts, right? And I'm going to do the things that I can do. Now, with that said, some people, if you have to choose between what Beachbody Performance products to use, I think Energize as a pre-workout is amazing. It's not, and I've done, you guys, in 15 years, I've tried like all the pre-workouts. And I think between me and my wife, we've definitely tried all of them. And, like the ones that are like now banned by the FDA, like we've tried them all. And I remember taking some of them, like, like the old school, Explode. And where I thought I was I'm just going to fly to the moon real quick and be right back. Cause I was ready to blast off the atmosphere. What I love about Energize, and there's so many studies out there, Beachbody did studies when it came out last summit. We talked about that stuff, about perceived exertion. And perceived exertion is, how are you feeling during your workout? How do you feel and how hard do you feel like you're working during your workout? And what I love about Energize is it decreases your perceived exertion, but you're still working just as hard as you would be without it. I hope that makes sense. So then what that makes you do is it makes you feel like, oh, I'm not working as hard. So you actually push yourself a little bit harder. And then that helps with your, that's going to give you even more out of your workout. So that's why I love it, because it's decreasing my perceived exertion. It's making the workout seem easier, but I'm actually pushing harder, which is awesome. And then the Recover is my non-negotiable. I have to have Recover after every single workout, because it's protein, guys. Protein is the building block to muscle. Like your bodies are, we learned in grade school, your body is mostly water, right? That was a cool fun fact that we found out. Protein's number 2. That's what our bodies are made up of. Like you have to have protein in your body. Your muscles have to have protein. That's their fuel. And that's how you, for muscle synthesis and gain more muscle, you have to have the protein. So giving your body the protein right after the workout is huge. Plus, and people are like, well, why shouldn't I just, get the protein at Costco? Well, it's cheap as shit for one. And look, if any product is cheap, think about how little it costs to make it. Okay. So cheaper is not better. And then also what I love about Recover is it has pomegranate extract, which is proven to help reduce muscle soreness. You're going to want that, by the way. That's going to be huge. And all this stuff is good. I just did a post this morning on creatine, so check that out because we don't have time to talk about it. I did a bunch of bullet points, and my wife and I talk about creatine all the time, and we love it. Everyone should do it. It's a naturally occurring substance in your body anyway. We just want to enhance the effects of it. And recharge is casein protein. When casein protein is a slow breakdown protein that while your body is sleeping, that's why it's a nighttime drink, is while your body is sleeping, that's when it's recovering at its best. That's when everything's healing. So giving your body extra protein and fuel while it's healing is only going to help. So as you can tell, I like all of it. And hydrate's cool too.
Okay. Well, that's good to know because I don't want to be sore. Now I'll check out your post because I was curious about the creatine.
Yeah, I just like 10 minutes before I got on this call, I just posted it. Great picture with Kobe was sniffing the creatine.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll hurry up. I have 2 more questions.
Okay.
One is, and I think it's going to be fast, short, sweet, to the point. If somebody's trying to get pregnant, check with their doctor. But is this a safe program for people after they check with their doctor?
If they're trying to, or they have become?
Either one.
Okay. I mean, if you're trying to, that's extra cardio, right? If you've become pregnant, then yeah, you just have to make sure you get cleared by your doctor to exercise. And then once you do, just modify as you progress in your trimester. So, as you go through into the second, third trimester, of course, you won't be able to lay flat on your back. So you just need to make sure you know what those modifications are.
Okay, gotcha. And then the other question I've been personally asked to ask you is about the nutrition that we've talked about sort of, but with the timed nutrition with 80-day obsession and the 2B mindset, people are asking me, do we need to follow Live 4's nutrition plan, or I'm in love with 2B, I'm in love with time nutrition? So what's your advice?
Well, look, I'm in love with, okay. The Live 4 nutrition plan is very, very simple. Like I said, went back to basics with everything. The Live 4 nutrition plan is seriously eating 101, like in terms of your macros. It's basic nutrition macros, which is 30% protein, 40% carbs, 30% fats. That's it. There's nothing else to it, guys. It's just made to, like I said, the mindset of having having fuel in your body to make it run. That's what it is. Basic calories in and basic calories out. Like we're just simplifying the equation on this one. Because remember who we're going for here. We're going for all the people who say that they don't have time to do the containers and do this and do that and time nutrition. Some people get up, some people are already getting up at 4 a.m. and working out. Like that, we just got to think about it. So that's what this is all about. And it's sustainable, because what that means is at the end of the 8 weeks, you just keep eating. You don't have to change anything. There's not one tweak that you have to make unless you start exercising more or something like that. Then you might have to increase your calories. So your calories might increase and decrease, but that's all you have to do. And that's what I think is sustainable. That's how Brianna and I have been eating for years, where this is how we eat. This is how our macros are. And then we just adjust our calories accordingly. So if there's going to be a day that we don't exercise, or there's something specific, a few days we don't exercise, you just adjust your calories. That's all you have to do. And that's what the Live 4 nutrition plan is. Now, it's because it's so, and then on top of all that, we just cut the crap for 6 days. That's where the results come from. Excuse me, I'm itching my nose. That's where the effects and the results come from, is not this whole messing with your macros and blah, blah, blah. Like that's exhausting in my head. It's just saying, look, just cut the crap for 6 days. Seriously, you do that, and then you get, then we're going to say, okay, on the 7th day, you get to release the reins a little bit and have, whatever you've been looking forward to, which goes back to that whole deprivation thing that I just don't like, because you deprive yourself for weeks and weeks and weeks on something that you really enjoy. Like for me, it's cheeseburgers and a beer. I love cheeseburgers and a beer, maybe 2 or 3. And so once a week, I usually have one, and I feel good. And then the next week I go into it, and I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything, because then what we see people do is they do so well for so many weeks in a program, and then the minute it's off, bam, they go right back off the rails and just go crazy. So I wanted to create the sustainable approach to this. With that said, because it is so basic, yes, the program is container friendly. There's a page in the book about the containers. And that's Beachbody's world is revolving highly around the container. So that's why it's in there. It's not container specific. That's why there's no challenge packs with the containers or anything like that. And then the 2B mindset, you can pull some principles over. I think there's some great ideas. I love 2B mindset because I love how simple it is. I love what Ileana did with it, but it's just, again, you got to go off of calories first, man. You got to make sure you're getting your body the fuel it needs. So start with the Live 4 plan. Get yourself into the bracket and make sure you're having make sure you're giving yourself enough calories. Okay. That's where you start. And then you can pull principles from anything you want. The timed nutrition aspect of it, that is 100% up to you, to be honest. That is just, if you guys are in that group and you love it, that's fine. You might need to adjust your calories but again, start with the Live 4 nutritional brackets, make sure you're getting enough calories, and then you can do it from there. People ask me what my time is. For time nutrition, it's from when I wake up into when I go to sleep. So that's
my kind of time nutrition.
Yeah, it's a little. You guys. Yeah, again, I wanted to, like, with Live 4, we're going back to basics because the basics work.
Okay. All right. So we have 3 or 4 minutes left.
4 minutes left.
All right. So I'm going to kind of let you end with any parting words of wisdom, or do you want to take some questions? Like chat questions?
I think we've hit most of it. So if anybody has like a burning question in their mind, I do want to say though that if you're a coach and you're not in the coach test group yet, you got to get your butt in there, because that's where all the questions are being answered. That's where I'm putting all of my efforts into. Started yesterday, did a post this morning where people can write their questions down. I'm going to go live again tomorrow and probably spend tomorrow and Friday. I might have to go live on Thursday because there's a lot of questions to answer all these questions. So we're going to go into it all of that one. But, here we go. Laura has a great question. How do you know if you're overtraining? I mean, think about how your body feels, and if you've been plateauing. So if you're like, okay, I've been working out for like 3 months or a month and I haven't seen any changes in my body, pretty good chance that you're overtraining. So look at what you're doing. Basically, I think the easiest way to say it, if you're doing something every single day that is very similar to what you're doing day to day, like all the workouts are very similar, then you're probably overtraining. So I say give Live 4 a shot as it's written, and watch what happens. It's pretty incredible. Let's see. Ooh, these are good questions. Myra, hope I said that right. What would I say to someone who's worried that the cheat day will totally throw them off in nutrition? Don't take it. It's that easy. You don't have to. The cheat day is not. You don't have to take the cheat day. Now you have to take the rest days. Like that's a non-negotiable. Okay, you got to stay away from the weights and the HIIT. But the cheat day, you don't have to take it. If someone feels that that's going to completely derail them, then say, great, don't do it. But I'm going to get derailed if I don't. So, is running on the same day as the workout's okay? It depends on the day. It depends on the day. We don't have time to really go into all of that, but I would, like, there's certain days that there's a circuit day where there's no HIIT. It's only once a week though. So, but again, you shouldn't be running every day anyway. That goes into overtraining. So if 3 days a week, I think is plenty. If it's 4, depending on what you're training for, then you can run on a circuit day. But that's as detailed as I would get into that. Suggestions for modifications for women with diastasis recti for a core component. I was told to stay away from lifting heavy off-ground crunch type of planks, etc. Okay, so yeah, that's definitely a challenge. Stay away from lifting head off the ground. So anytime we just go into the core, because there's a core component after every single workout, just modify whatever exercise you need to. So if you can't do the sit-up, then do the crunch. If you can't, and if I say lift your head off the ground, don't lift your head off the ground. So just common sense modifications on that one. And there's only a few on that one. And if you feel like you're missing out on some core stuff, you guys do core kinetics from core to force. We put a lot of effort into core to force, transverse plane of movement and things like that. And that's a great one, a stacker. If you can't do the core stuff in Live 4, do core kinetics. And I promise you that's going to be plenty. What is a good goal for the 8 weeks? Focus on inches, weight, or just worry about getting it done? Surviving is always a good plan when it comes to any program. I'm kidding, it's not that bad. You guys, I would definitely say be careful on the weight aspect of it, because what we're going to be doing in 8 weeks is we're going to be changing your body composition. Okay, so the first couple weeks, I'm going to talk more about this in the test group, but the first couple weeks, your body's going to go, what are you doing to me? And the scale and everything's going to go crazy. And then weeks 3 through 6, you'll start to see a little bit more chill and your body settles into it. So just work on your calories, work on how you're feeling and your inches, and I promise you'll be good. It's 9:30. I have to go.
Yeah, you gotta go.
If I get all your questions, put them into the coach test group, guys. I promise you I got it. We're going to talk about all of it. So, but thank you so much for having me. And coach test group, get in there. Post, check out the Creatine post, Joel Freeman Fitness on Instagram and on Facebook, and share that, because I know there's a lot of people talking about creatine right now. Share that post. It's a great picture of Kobe anyway. So
yeah, thank you so much.
All right, bye.
Bye.